Hello, Cameron. Welcome. How are you? Hi, Oscar. Nice to see you then. Hello, Scott. How is everything from Canada? So we're going to give a couple of minutes until we see more people joining us. As usual, it takes a few minutes. I'm happy to welcome you all to our second onboarding session. I was wondering if you already, Cameron and Scott, had the opportunity to play around your venues. If you were able to claim them first, and then if you had the chance to check a little bit and play and see how it looks, if you were able to start with some of the steps that we explained last day. I am not listening to you. I don't know if you have the micros open, or I guess you do. Okay. Oscar, can we try if you have the sound correctly? Hi, Brian. Welcome. Okay.
Who is the host? ¿Quién es el
Sorry?
host? Julio? Are you the host?
Julio?
Sí,
No. Can we make sure that they have the sound, access to the sound, and that everything has been set up properly? Because I don't hear anything from them.
No, because you need to let them talk. Oscar is unmuted.
Okay.
Hello, Magda.
Hi, Oscar.
Hello, everyone. Sound is good. Very good.
Okay. Okay. Now I see the microphones. I don't know why I wasn't able to see it before.
Is that
So
better?
hi again, Scott, Cameron, Brian.
Hi.
Hi. You were muted, so I was talking and talking without being able to listen to you.
Yes, I was able to download the NFTs, and I have gone into the back end, and I've created an event, and I'm just testing a lot of the buttons and matching up the documentation as I go through the site to see any differences and whatnot. So, but yes, I'm slowly getting through it.
Oh, that's great. So you were able to basically to put it all together, or you are still going step by step?
I'm still going step by step, and I do a preview, and I go and say, okay, well, I added a button here, or I added an auditorium. I go to make sure I see it, so I understand where it fits. So it's just a process. So it just needs time.
It is. Just to let you know that many of the suggestions that you provide us, we are implementing the changes. Some of them are already done, and the rest, it will be, progressively will be improving the platform. Okay.
Yes, I think that, and we could talk offline, but I think that there's probably some usefulness to going through it with one of your dev team step by step, so they can see what I see. Because I think it's sometimes maybe not as efficient a way to communicate when you screenshot this, screenshot that. It's very time consuming, but happy to chat about that anytime after.
Okay, we can do that. No problem. Okay. So let's just wait 2 minutes more to see if we have more people coming in, and we can start right away, because this is going to be an interesting session. So let's see. What about Brian and Cameron? Were you able to claim the NFT, and did you start playing around also?
Yes. Hi, Kami here.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, I also played around a bit, and yeah, it was quite fun, but I still have to figure out some stuff. And I'm also making my notes to send them over. But yeah, was quite comfortable on the one side. And yeah, I've set up some some events, and I'm planning.
Super. That's great. So yeah, we are going to be talking a little bit later also on all the support that IFLAN is going to provide you in all the different stages and in different areas from design to marketing. So let's go little by little, okay? Don't worry, because everything will come up together. Yeah. Okay, so let me welcome Ivan and Doris to this second onboard session. And I think that, hi, Ivan.
Hello, 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 everyone.
Hello, nice to see you.
Likewise,
And
likewise.
Doris. So I think we can start, and maybe the rest of the people can join us while we are ready. So let me start by saying that I think today we are having a very interesting session. Why? Because it's going to be focused 100% on the answers that you gave to our survey. Most of you said that the main objective for you to organize an event will be to do business. And this is exactly what we are going to be focusing today. So first, on one hand, we have chosen as a use case an event 100% focused on business. This is the case of the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, which will be later on displayed by Joshua to provide you with additional insights that I think they can be helpful when you decide to organize your own business event. Okay, that's one thing, the use case. On the other hand, the second part of our session will be focused in presenting you the IFLAN NFT revenue model. I'm sure all of you are going to be really interested because these are the insights, the information, the tools that are going to allow you all to immediately monetize your venue, okay? And for that, we'll have Ivo Cadenas, our Chief Blockchain Officer, giving us a short but very interesting presentation. And finally, I want to let you know that, as I said before to Scott, that we are already taking care of all the comments and suggestions that you have been sending us to improve the platform. So, an update. There are things already implemented. For instance, the landing page for the venue is already in place. Yeah. You have also access to the calendar of events. That means that when you decide to organize an event, but at the same time you are maybe renting the venue to a third party, you will be able to see in the calendar which spaces are available. And by the way, we had the confirmation from our tech expert that there is no need to archive the events once these are done, because automatically they are saved and kept in our system. So everything you organize, you will be able to access later on, okay? And the rest of the changes, we have a whole list, and both the technical, the technology, and the operations team, they are executing the changes little by little. I wanted also to share with you that we are creating a frequent asked questions document. I think it's always useful. Instead of repeating each of you probably the same questions and concerns, we are putting this document with explanations, and if needed, the tutorial videos, and everything will be uploaded in the back end under the tutorial section, okay? Finally, and this is important, for those of you, because I know some of you are a little bit worried and have been calling us and contacting saying, oh my God, I have no idea how to upload the banner. This is super difficult. I'm not a designer, and I don't know how I'm going to put together the marketing mailing and the strategy because this and that. Don't worry. Why? Because at IFLAN, we are working, is almost done. We are defining a whole list of services related to three main areas: pre-production, production, and post-production. Everything, all type of services that you may need are already there, and IFLAN will be able to provide you with those services, which means that is, at the same time, you will be able to provide them to third parties when, again, you decide to rent or to your venue, okay? But this specific topic is going to be developed in detail in our next onboarding session. So I won't say anything else, okay? And now, without any further delay, I would like to give the word to Joshua, who is going to present us this use case around the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Joshua.
Hello, everybody. I'm Joshua, and today I'm going to show you a use case for a business event. To do that, we are going to be exploring an event from last year that Busqueros, using Evelyn's metaverse technology, organized for the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, or GHCC for short. So without further ado, let's begin. Let me share my screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So before showing the technicalities of how the event was created step by step, let me give you some context about it. This event was called Georgia Hispanic Business Virtual Expo, and it was exclusive for members of the GACC. It was held for a week, and the aim was, first, to invite partners and sponsors to join the event by offering them stands. Second, to disseminate and promote through the auditorium the contents of the latest event organized by the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And last, to generate traffic for the GHCC website using our dynamic banners that can link to other websites. So why am I giving you this context? Well, that's because even though it may seem obvious, it's important that before you start organizing your event, that you have a clear vision of why are you organizing it? What for? What are you aiming at? What will be your target audience? And then once you have all that clear, it's gonna be much easier later on to decide what type of content and layout you want to develop for your event. Okay, now that I gave you that context, let's start at the back end and go step by step with the creation process for this event. So first things first, the event was created. And as you can see, the GHCC decided to use a standard skin. You can see it. Next, we have the name of the event, Georgia Hispanic Business, and its alias. Since the alias corresponds to the URL of the event, the GHCC decided to use its acronym because it would give them more visibility in browser searches. Next up, we have the type of access of the event. And as I mentioned before, it was an exclusive event. So hence this choice of leaving the type of access as restricted. So the users of this event will see this, they will be asked for the access code, as you may know. To finish with the creation of the event, they chose the language, the date of start, and the date of end. And they created it. Now we are going to go ahead and click on Manage to see the rest of the configurations. We scroll down a little bit, and for the event additional info, the welcome messages were completed for the interest points. So this one right here, and the one at the ticket office. Let me show you that. Well, these messages are very important, that you spend some time defining what you want what the message is that you want to tell to your users. They have to be short sentences with a clear message. Also, the product name was defined, and because the GHCC had made it clear that the business was the main focus for this event, well, they chose to put business right here. For the second column is for the event meta info. And as I said on last week's onboarding session, the meta info objective is to promote the SEO for your event. So your search engine optimization. So it would make easier for your users to find the event when they search it on their browser. And that's why it's very important that you spend some time deciding the title, the description, the keywords that we want to use. So for instance, if we have clear that business will be the main focus of your event, then business has to be a keyword, together with the fact that it's a virtual event, that it's expo, and for this case, that it was taking place in Georgia. As you can see, the menu titles were not changed per client petition, but you can always change the titles of the buttons in the floating menu, and here up top for this button for the news, to whatever title you would like for your event. Okay, let me enter to show you the reception. This was on one of the most important rooms for this event, since as you can see, we have banners which they use to thank participants and sponsors of the event, and at the same time to achieve one of their objectives of this event, that was to create traffic for the GHCC website using our interactive banners. So if I click on one of these, I'll be redirected to their website. So since the reception is one of the, well, the reception is the first room the users get to when they enter the ticket office, it's very important that we established the messages that we want them to see first. So for the GHCC, it was important for the participants of the event to see them that they had thanked to the sponsors and participants of the event. As I just mentioned, the GHCC key actors were the companies sponsoring this event, and they decided to go with these categories. As you can see here, we have gold, silver, bronze, etc. So, which were the type of sponsorship for each company, depending on how big the company is. We are going to see this in much detail later on. To finish with the configurations of the event dashboard per client suggestion, the colors of the menus were not changed, and the fonts were left as default. But remember that you could always change the colors of your event if you want. So the colors of this, the floating menu down here, and the color of the chat and the button at the top right. Next up, we have the sessions for this event. We'll go sessions. And what you can see here, it's all the rooms that were created for this event. As you can see, there are 13 pavilions, and they decided to split them in two sections. So the first section with 4 pavilions, and the section called HPE. So that will be this store right here. And the second section with 9 pavilions, in the section called sponsors. So this one right here. I'm going to use a little time to remind you that whenever you create a new pavilion, you'll have to always drag it out of rooms without sections for you to be able to see the pavilion in your venue. Okay, so moving on, as you can see, the GHCC didn't make use of any galleries, and they only created one auditorium to show the videos that they wanted to show. So we're going to see that right now here at the auditorium section. Something that I want to show you in this case is that you can see here the button below the big screen. It's different because the client wanted to incorporate a new feature, but for what reason? Well, the GHCC didn't have any live events that they wanted to show here at the auditorium. So they decided to share content that was already pre-recorded and they had already developed from previous event. So when you click here on the video library, you'll have access to a series of videos that if I click here on watch, you also see that the banners next to the big screen also change. So again, this was a custom feature developed as an additional service for you to know that, and I'll tell you this for you to know that you don't have always to show a live event. It could be also a video. Okay, now I would like to go back to the pavilions to show you the stands specifically, because the GHCC since the beginning established that one of their objectives was to open the door to companies to act as sponsors, hence giving them the opportunity to have their own stand. So let's go back here to the rightmost option, and I'm going to show you an example of each type of stand. So for the gold sponsor, I'm going to show you this one from Primerica. Here, the Primerica one, the beauty of this one is that how they managed to fit their banners with their logo, but also made use of the products feature. So here in the products feature, they offered a job position in this case. So every user of that entered to this stand, they could see that they're offering job positions. They could see the description and a button to take them to the place they could apply to that position. Next up, we have the silver stand. Going to show you the Bank of America one. Here in the Bank of America one, you can see that they decided to use a video with their banners and a video for the presentation. And they also completed all the information for their social networks and contact information. Okay, now for the bronze, I'm going to show you this one from Diego's photography. So this one for Diego's photography, it's very interesting because, as you can see, he used photos for the banners that he has already taken. So Diego's photography is that photographer, and he also used the information to display all the important information about him, his social networks, the description, all the services that he can do. And a very important observation to make is that he added a calendar to let the people know when he was free, so they could make appointments with them to make a photo shoot, maybe, you know. So this stand was managed by this person, Diego, using the owner feature. So if you remember, you can always give access to other people to their stand using the owner dashboard. So they can have access to edit their stand without having to enter to your backend of your venue. Okay, next up we have the galleries, and as I said in the sections, they didn't make use of the galleries. Although, in case you would like to use them, for instance, you can create a gallery to display the members of your company, as we do in Evelyn's headquarters. Now for the alerts, well, they only added one alert to let users know that the opening remarks by the GHCC Veronica Maldonado was starting. I'm going to resend it so you can see it. As you can see here, we have the message, come check out the opening remarks by the GHCC president, blah, blah, blah. And we have a button that takes us to that video in the auditorium. As you can see, we have that video here. Okay, now we have the news section. Here at the news section, the GHCC opted to display information about them, like, as you can see, future events and reminders about their videos at the auditorium, so no one could miss them. And to finish this presentation, I'm going to show you the users of the event. Here you can find the assistance database that the GHCC shared, so the access code could be sent to all the emails of the users for them to be able to enter the event. So as you can see, each user has a code that's linked to their email. So that code, they had to type it here. for them to be able to access the event. And that would be it. Thank you for bearing with me, and give the floor back to Marta.
Thank you, Joshua. So we, as I said before, wanted to share with you a little bit this case, which is slightly different, just to demonstrate that, well, you can do basically whatever you want, as long as you have a clear idea of which are the specific objectives you want to achieve, the audiences that you want to invite, and what type of event you want to organize. So I hope that you got a few additional info that may be helpful to you. I would like to open the floor for questions or suggestions you may have.
Hey, Marta, this is Rafael.
Hi,
I
Rafael.
want to point out that we have identified several improvements. For instance, you can't today, if you go to the gallery and you want to move one image to you can't move one image to the other. So you have to plan today how you're going to lay out your gallery before you do it, because if you want to change something after, you have to change it individually in each frame or in each picture, not just move the picture from space. But I've already asked the development team to work on that and allow us to be able to move images and change the configuration of the galleries as needed.
Great, good to know.
I have a question. Joshua, on the left, when you're looking at the stand, you've got the buttons on the left-hand side. How many buttons are eligible to be put over there? Contact, more information, whatever.
Yeah, there are approximately 4 buttons, depending on the information that you filled in the stand. So you have the about us, the products one, the contact information, and the appointment ones that says date. So when you add a calendar, that button will show up.
And is job listings considered a product?
Yes, in the context of the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, yes, it's considered a product.
Okay, thank you.
But I guess the question is, can you change the title of the button from products to jobs?
Yes, you could do that in the event additional info in the product name. So
can you show it, please? Can you show
I'm
that?
going to show you. I'm going to show you. Let me share screen again. Here. Can you see it? My screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this product name, if you put whatever you put here, it will be displayed as that button. So it's very important for you to know that. So business, if I were to put job here, jobs, this button will say jobs, right? So that's that.
Okay.
You can change that button title.
And you can create new ones, or is limited the number, Joshua, to 4 or 3?
Yeah, that's depending on the information that you fill in for the stand.
Okay.
So it's about 4 every. If you complete all the information, it's about 4.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments you may have? I guess all the questions come when each of us, we are trying, right, to play around and press and figure out how to do each of the steps. So I definitely invite you to keep doing so, because that way you will come up with a list of things that either you don't know, or you need more information or some guidance, because that's what is useful to become practical. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, Ivan.
How many people at once can be in a venue?
So how many attendees the
Yes.
venue can admit? That's the question.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it scalable? Is it something that is a fixed number and can grow, or how does that work?
Rafael, you want to take on
Yeah,
that? based on
we've
the
set up
experience?
in each venue, it has a limit. And it's a limit based on the size of the venue. But we're working now on how you can extend that limit in case you have a peak, like, like you're hiring space on Amazon or on Google Docs. So if you go beyond, let's say you have a bronze venue and you have an event that you're expecting more than 5,000 people a month to attend that event, then you surge. It's like a surge feature where you can say, okay, for this event, I'm expecting 10,000 people. Okay, so, you acquire the extra users, and we're looking to, yesterday we discussed, or 2 days ago, that it would cost 1 EVE per user at this point, which is 0.01 cent per user at this stage, in the current seed price.
And what has been the maximum? Okay, so basically the answer is it can scale up.
Yes.
Okay. And the other is what is in the use case, the not GHCC, but in the other events that have been held, what has been the amount of people that have actually attended on average? Is it 200, 3,000, 5,000? What's the number?
Well, we've had visitors,
Yes.
30,000. The highest number of registered users on the venue we've had is 15,000 in one event.
15,000. Okay. And
In
visitors.
Costa Rica,
And then the amount.
very
visitors,
marginal.
right.
Sorry.
And visitors to the event?
Over 35,000.
Over 35,000. Okay. Okay. So in essence, I guess someone can have an event as small as 2 people, and we've already had 35,000 attendees. So that's so that just is to point, I guess, the direction of where this can go, right? That was my question. I wasn't. I just wanted clarification.
Obviously, if somebody's planning to do like a big event, then you want to talk to us so that we make sure that we offer the bandwidth and the access that it's required.
Got it. Makes sense.
But I'm sure we will know of something like that even before you even tell us. So
I have a question that regarding this, and maybe this is going to be looked after in the shortly, but in the business case, for example, as a venue owner, you have certain obligations to EVE corporate for, like you say, Rafael, 1 EVE per visitor. Is there a
above the minimum?
Right. So if you got a bronze package, for lack of better words, you get 30,000 visitors or 10,000, whatever it is. You say it's 10,000, it goes to 15. You're going to pay EVE 1 EVE per visitor over 10,000, for example.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so we are paying EVE corporate for that. Is there some way that we charge, or do we incorporate that charge into what we charge the advertisers, sponsors, et cetera?
Of course. Yeah. And we'll talk, next week, we'll go deep into what the whole services packages are. So we're developing a complete suite of services, some of which you can offer directly. So you can become, a quote unquote consultant to your clients on, how to hold an event, what to do, what's the title, all of that, right? And then there are some back end and production things that we can also help. And the real idea for going forward is that we develop a community of people who will service each other so that we can attract designers and people who can provide services to event organizers and then charge for that within our own economy.
And the last
Excellent.
question is that these training videos that we've gone through last week and this week, will they be available for us to review at our own leisure so we can?
Yes, I believe they were sent to you in an email. So
Okay,
we
thank
have
you.
to make them available on the website. We'll do that.
Everything is going to be uploaded in under tutorials in your backend.
And then I have a question. How do NFTs get integrated into the venue?
Into the who?
Into the venue or the event? How, what's the
But
use
that was
of the-
last week's introduction. So, we can, I don't know if anybody needs a refresher, but we can certainly do that. But basically, all you need to do is go to our back end with your, connect with your MetaMask where you have your NFT, and then add your NFT by putting the number of the NFT on the, where it said, maybe.
No. I'm asking is you have an event and there's so people get an NFT factory.
Well, you have to talk to us directly. That's not something
Mhm.
that's done automatic by any means.
Yeah, because that's a major issue, right? So these
Yeah, that
are the more
requires
private.
understanding what is it you want to mint,
Yeah.
how many, what contract type you want to use. If it's within our 1155 contract, in other words, if what you want to mint is tickets or art or, stuff like that, that it's very, that it's already within the, our current 1155 contract, then, it's simple enough, but we still have to do it. It's not an automatic feature.
Okay.
However, Ivan, it is a use case, and of course, we are going to develop and show this use case in the next few weeks.
Okay.
Excellent.
So if you all agree and there are no more questions right now, we can move into the next topic, which is very much related to these last questions that you have made. And we are going to cover specifically what is the revenue model of the NFTs, of the smart venues that you have purchased. Yeah. So we have Ivo Cadenas, our Chief Blockchain Officer, ready to give us the presentation. Right, Ivo?
Sorry, Marta, just before Ivo starts, I just wanted to remind that the video was already sent to the last onboarding session. It was sent to the emails of all the owner.
Okay.
So, and also that onboarding session, they can find it in the YouTube, Ifland's YouTube channel.
Okay, good to know.
So,
thank you, Joshua.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, Ivan. So Ivo, sorry, the floor is yours. We cannot hear you, Ivo. I think you are muted in case. Okay, now you are open.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Oh,
so you can hear me and you can see me. No?
Yes.
Okay, thanks a lot for the introduction, and welcome everyone. So I'm going to share my screen now. Can you see it?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Then next, we are going to see, as you said before, the different income models for each of the 4 types of smart venues that we have. As you know, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. So obviously, these are only estimations. They are not guaranteed, but they do serve as a reference because we are using market prices, and in any case, it shows us that in Ifland, there are many income possibilities. Okay, in this first slide that we are seeing now, we can compare the different functionalities of each of the 4 smart venues, the different capabilities that we have discussed before. Okay, of course, the more expensive platinum venue has more capabilities than the bronze ones. In any case, we will soon upload a glossary explaining each of these items or functionalities, so you can understand exactly what we're talking about, okay? And why do you use one item or another, and which are the upgrades that you can do in any case. Then, here we are with the bronze smart venue NFT, which is the most common. At the beginning, we can make difference between two types of income, active and passive. Okay, the passive income is the typical one for NFTs and is paid in ETH tokens that are, as you know, is our utility token. As you know, they are already listed in Uniswap. As you can see, there are 4 ways to get passive income. By the way, they are not options, but there are different sources, different ways that you can accumulate. The first one is to rent an NFT to Eveland. I mean, Eveland has a rental pool. So you say, okay, I don't know how to run an event, I don't know how to operate it, even when it is really pretty easy, as you can shake with these onboarding sessions. But however, I have no time, it's not my issue, so I just want to to hold the NFT and let it to Eveland and earn revenue. Then you leave us the NFT to our rental pool, and we pay you monthly about $50 to $100. So it's the first case, the first source to rent, but not rent yourself, but let us to rent for you. Okay. The second case, the second income, passive income that we can get, is to stake the NFT, getting 10%, in this case, a 10% APR. What is the stake? Okay, remember that Eveland uses Polygon blockchain, that is a proof of stake protocol, so you can offer this kind of mechanism that is very usual in crypto world. As you know, is staking is about 5, 10, 20%, depending. You can get higher in staking, but in utility NFTs that are pretty uncommon. We are one of the few NFTs in the market right now that offer real utility. Then, of course, the interest at 10% of interest is really high. Then the third income, the third possible income that you can get is the royalty, the NFT resale. I mean, if you sell your NFT, you can earn 5% of the total amount, just in over the first sale. Okay, and finally, the fourth income, passive income, is the referral program. We give to all the NFT owners a referral code. So you can earn 10% of commission if someone uses your referral code to buy an Eveland NFT. So 4 ways you can accumulate the 4 to get passive income. Rent the NFT in Eveland rental pool, stake the NFT, resale and getting a royalty, and referral program. Now, well, we must say that we are still developing all these functionalities, so not all of them are ready to use right now. Will be in the next few weeks. Will be fully functional, but sure, it's very interesting because there are multiple ways to get income. Now, and this is a really big difference with our competitors. We also can offer active income because our NFT is in fact a smart venue, so you can use it. Okay, as you can see in the Georgia Hispanic commerce, the use case that you have seen, there is a real use. So attendees, ticketing, sponsors, you can manage the banners, you can make like a art gallery or a meeting, private meeting. So there are several use cases. So you can get active income. In this case, you can earn well, here you say main crypto or fiat currency. In fact, we are going to pay in cryptocurrency as Ethereum or USDT or something like that. Okay. Well, the active income is for operating the smart venue and is paid in the currency agreed with the end customer. usually crypto, as we say. There are two options here. The first one is to rent the smart venue to companies interested in holding an event. For instance, I know a digital artist is a friend of mine, and he wants to make a launch party and sell his paintings. Okay, well, the artist will do his event, organize his event, and pay us directly an amount just for letting him use the smart venue. Okay, so in this case, you can generate about 500 per event. So in just 2 events, you are recovering your initial investment. Finally, but very interesting, there is another case specifically designed for professionals, such as event organizers and venue operators, who are capable of operating an event. So, for instance, large corporations, a chamber of commerce like Georgia, an university, and of course, it's ideal for an event organizer. In this case, the end user, this corporation or this event organizer, is responsible for organizing the event. I mean, for everything. He prepared the agenda, the topics, he promotes the event, he attracts the sponsors, the speakers, the attendees. So he do whatever he wants. Obviously, here this is quite difficult to us to say how much you can get as final income, because there are a lot of variables. But right now, the average market price for a small event, in this case for bronze venues, could be about $5,000. So it's a good reference for us. If we are a professional, imagine that we can how much we can earn if we run an event using the smart venue. Certainly, in any case, running a smart venue playing as an event organizer using a Evlang smart venue is always too much cheaper than acquiring a software or renting a software as a service, like many platforms that there are in the world. And of course, too much cheaper than acquiring a lot in the metaverse and trying to build the venue and starting to do everything. And even you cannot do that because there are more functionalities, more capabilities that you cannot get in the metaverse, like chat, agenda, video streaming with several platforms. So even with that, you cannot do. So as a summary, we have two ways: passive and active. Active is operating the smart venue, and passive is using the NFT as usual in the crypto world. Now we can see the silver, the gold, and platinum slides. They are quite similar. They are in fact exactly the same. The only difference is that you can get higher. Of course, they are more expensive smart venues, so they have more capabilities, and also you can do more things. We mentioned before. There are maybe no limits or higher limits, and of course you can get higher profits. Okay, for example, here in silver you can get 100 to 200 per month, while with the bronze you can get just 50 to 100. Okay, you can get also a higher APR in your staking. In the same with gold. Higher APR, higher rent income, higher referral programs. The only thing that remains the same is the royalty. Okay, for instance, when you sell your NFT in the future, you sell it in OpenSea, you get not only your amount, your income, but also a royalty. Or royalty we are going to give you as well. Okay, and the active income, of course, is also higher in the more expensive smart venues because they have more capabilities, so they can allow more functionalities, more attendees, more sponsors, more customization, more skins, etc., etc. Here, in the last slide, we can see a comparative with the main difference with the four smart venues we have seen. So we can compare easily the different capabilities of each one, the advantages. Okay, as you can see, you get immediate monetization, that you can easily recover your initial investment in just 2 or 3 or 4 events, depending on the NFT that you are using. For example, here in the right column, you can see the ROI, the return of investment. So we show you how many events do you need to recover your initial investment and start to earn net profits. So just 2 events in bronze and silver, and it jumps up to 3 or 4 in the case of platinum. Of course, you need more time, because we are going to get higher profits. Okay, and this is not using or yes, only using the passive income, so the monthly rent, the staking, the referral program, and also the active income, but just the venue rent. So that you let your NFT, your smart venue, to some friend or some company that you know, and they do everything. We are not including here the gray column, that is the venue operation, because it is thought to just for professional people, so to venue organizers, venue operators, big large corporations. So in this case, is not included. Of course, you can run 1 or 2 events and you can immediately recover your investment, or not, or maybe you are going to wait and to hold the NFT and not use it. So, and this is all. Thank you very much for your attention. Sure that you have a lot of questions, so go ahead and we can respond to you.
Thank you,
Hello.
Ivo.
Question regarding the pool. So let's say somebody has 10 bronze venues, they want to put in 3 into the rental pool, and is there a time commitment to keep that in there? Or let's say, for example, I leave it in there and 3 months later somebody says, oh, I want to buy that out of the rental pool. Is a decision made then, or is there a specific time commitment?
Yeah, good question, very good question, a very crypto savvy question. Of course, we have different duration periods, 3, 6, 12, and 18 months. So you can choose between the different models, and you have to wait until the end. If you want to recover your NFT, you can, but without earning the APR that we have chosen. Okay, so you have this for different periods, and you can with higher. We have said 10 or 15% just as an average, but in fact it depends of the time period you are going to let in the rental pool. And of course, if you have 10, you can use 1 or 2, and the other let in the rental pool. Of course.
Is the rental pool the same as the staking pool?
No, sorry, I was in a mistake. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. Okay, it's not the same. So sorry about of my mistake. However, the response I was giving you was about the staking. Okay, you asked about the staking, and I answered you the different periods of time that you can stake. Okay, and now I was in a mistake. And now, regarding to the case that you have 10, what I recommend you is not only stake, but also rent, use or rental pool. That is another income. So use 1 smart venue, and the other 9 you can leave us to in the rental pool, so we can use it, offer it to the users, and give you a rev share. Okay, so there are 2 different things, 2 different incomes, and you accumulate both of them.
Great, thank you.
So more questions? Any more questions? Of course, if you have any question later, you can also send us by mail. We have in info@eveland.com, or by Telegram or Twitter or any other channel that we have for you.
Okay.
Okay, thanks then. So is your turn. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ivo. And yes, if you have later on questions or you remember something that you want clarification, don't hesitate to send us an email. Best way to do it is to use the chat in your backend. Why? Because then you will find all our support team ready to help you, and we won't lose any of your questions. Yeah. So
of course.
Use that chat.
Of course, I have a question, please. Sorry, I have a question because here I have seen Camgram. Every of you are using have get successfully claimed the NFT and are using in the dashboard, in the Eveland dashboard, or anyone needs help?
Well, we covered that issue on the first session, so I guess that everyone is doing fine, and otherwise, again, I think we can receive where you are and provide you the support you may need. Yeah. Okay. So to finish, because we are on time and I want to keep it 1 hour. Just few remindings. One, next onboard session is going to be pretty useful. Basically, is about all the services you can get and all the services you can provide. Yeah, very much linked to this presentation that Ivo has given us about how to monetize. We will go into detail displaying the 3 segments and the different packets of services, again, that you can receive and later on provide. So I think it's going to be a very useful exercise. This will be on our next onboarding session. I have one suggestion from our support team, which is whether you will be willing to change the day, instead of Fridays, to move it into next Wednesday at the same time, but Wednesday. If you have any problem, let us know, or you can just, tell me right now. If it's okay with you, we will do it on Wednesday. And again, if you want to comment, you can send us an email to our chat, and maybe, okay, there is an answer from Rafael to Jao. And maybe Lourdes from our operations team will send you a reminder to get a confirmation that Wednesday is okay with you, okay? So we don't lose any information. And that's it. We are done for today. I hope you got useful information, and looking forward to have you all in our next onboarding session. So have a great week. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. It was a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. Great session.
Sure. You're welcome.